are everywhere in the world. There is no nation where there are no illegal immigrants or illegal foreigners. In all the nations of the world, we are dealing and battling with people who came to our nations illegal. All right. Now, in South Africa, a lot has been happening with regards to the illegal foreigners. Some groups have taken it upon themselves to deal with the issue after realizing that the government is not doing anything about the illegal foreigners. Right. So we want to take a look at that and analyze the cause and the reasons why we have so many, and when I mean so many, it's so many illegal foreigners, people who are in the country illegally. They have no documentation. You cannot trace them. You cannot know who their real names are, where exactly they come from. You can tell by the language they speak or by their accent that this is from Malawi, this is from Zambia, this is from Mozambique, this is from Zimbabwe. You can tell through the language, but you don't really know who this person is, what their real names are, because they're not documented. So you cannot tell whether they are who they say they are. They have no papers. So many South Africans have decided to take the matter upon themselves. We've heard a couple of groups or movements that has taken it upon themselves to deal with illegal foreigners in SA. All right. Now, we just want to compare the illegal foreigners, what they're going through today, and what the Bible calls the mark of the beast. You will not be able to buy or sell unless you have the mark of the beast. All right. So, because currently, those foreigners who are not legal in the country are facing the similar situation because they cannot freely walk on the streets. They cannot freely go to the shops to buy or to sell, all right, because they are wanted, because they are hunted, all right. So we have a similar situation which the Bible tells us that those who refuse to have the mark of the beast will not be able to buy or sell. So I'm going to be linking these illegal foreigners to that book in Revelation chapter 13. And I am not saying that the illegal foreigners are a fulfillment of scripture. I will just be comparing what scripture said about the mark of the beast, that you'll not be able to buy or sell unless you have the mark of the beast. All I'm saying is that if you are an illegal immigrant, you will not be able to buy or sell right now because you are hunted down. They're looking for you. They want to deport you. They want to send you back home. Therefore, to protect yourself, you must avoid public space. You must avoid going to the shops. You must even if you were in business, you must now close your business until such a time that you can now move freely. All right, but what is the problem with illegal foreigners? The problem with illegal foreigners is that they cannot be accounted for, so they say. And another problem with illegal foreigners is that they know they're illegal. They know that they cannot be traced. They know that they can do any crime and not account for it. All right. And the people are realizing that these illegal foreigners that dealing with drugs, okay, or human trafficking, okay, and prostitution, okay, and therefore it becomes a danger to the society. But I want us to look at another side of the illegal foreigners, all right? And let's talk about that. Now, not every not every illegal foreigner has evil intentions, all right? Not every foreigner has illegal intentions. Not every foreigner is in the country to destroy the youth of the country, to destroy the ladies or the girls of the country. Not every foreigner. Yeah, most of them, they're not here because they're on holiday. Most of them are here because of the living conditions where they're coming from, all right? Many illegal foreigners They are here in South Africa, especially because where they come from, maybe they have no family. Where they come from, maybe they have nobody there. And they decided that, well, let us cross the border and come to South Africa. All right. And when they're in South Africa, they're here trying to make a living. All right. Some they do legit business, even though they're not in the country legally. But whatever they're doing, it's within the law of South Africa. It does not make it okay for them to be here illegally. All right. So in today's episode, we will not be condemning illegal foreigners. We will not be uh, attacking illegal foreigners, and will not also be attacking the groups March and March, Operation Dudula, or every organization that is dealing with illegal foreigners. Will not be condemning either. All right. The illegal foreigners, they believe they have a right to be in the country. The people who are dealing with illegal foreigners, they believe that it is their country. They should not allow anybody who is in this country unlawfully. So they believe that they must take the matter into their own hands. All right. So illegal foreigners. What is striking is that the government is silent when it comes to illegal foreigners in South Africa. The government is doing absolute nothing. We know that the police department, they spend about 11 million a day to house illegal prisoners in prison. All right, 11 million rands a day for prisoners who are illegal foreigners. That's a lot of taxpayers' money. It's a lot of money. All right, if you are spending 11 million feeding illegal prisoners, illegal foreigners in prison, that's a lot of money. And one will ask, why don't you just deport them? Why don't you just send them home? Another will argue and say, well, we do send them home, but the moment we drop them, the following day, they're back here in South Africa. So what they do, if you deport them from Durban, KwaZulu-Natal, they will come to Mpumalanga. You deport them from Mpumalanga to wherever they're coming from, they will come back and go to Johannesburg. You deport them from Johannesburg, they go back to their homes, they'll come back to Limpopo. So it appears as if deporting them does not work, because they will come back, but they will not go back to Joburg. They will come back, but they will not go back to KZN. They will come back, they'll go to Limpopo. In other words, they keep changing places. They're deported, but they come back to the country, just a different location. So I want us to look at these illegal foreigners. Most of the illegal foreigners are in the country. They were brought in by legal foreigners. Okay, so you've got illegal foreigners and you've got legal ones, those who are in the country legally. So most of the illegal foreigners are brought in the country by legal foreigners. So the one who is legal will say, well, come, I will take care of you, I'll give you a house, I'll give you a place to stay, I'll give you food until you find your feet around. So it is true, not all legal foreigners are bringing illegal, but you know, it's an obvious case. It's an obvious case that your mother will be your mother will be legal in the country, your father legal in the country, your brother legal in the country, and he will bring his family members illegally in the country. All right, because some of them are family, they're here, the entire family is here, some of them. All right, so the one who is legal will bring his family illegally. All right, that is how some of them are coming into the country. Some are coming to the country because of poverty, of course, poverty in the country. Their friends will say, come on, let's go to South Africa. It's easy. You know, South Africa, it's easy to set up anything, because in South Africa, I don't know whether it's deliberate or what. In South Africa, it's easy for anybody from outside. It's easy for any foreigner to run any business. Okay? In South Africa, you know, South Africa are caring people, loving people, welcoming people. They will welcome anybody. South Africans, when they see you start up a spaza shop or a hawker, or they don't question, who are you, where do you come from? South Africans, they see somebody trying to make a living and they support you even. I mean, some people believe that South Africans are xenophobic, or South Africans, they're tribalist, or South Africans are, they're just full of hatred for African brothers and sisters. No, South Africans are not full of hatred for African brothers and African sisters. If South Africans were full of hatred for African brothers, why would South Africans allow them to stay in their communities? Why would South Africans allow them to be part of their churches? Why would South Africans allow their children to be uh, in their schools? Because all foreigners, whether legal or illegally, most of them, they have access to our schools, access to our hospitals, access to our clinics, access to everything. The problem began when South Africans could no longer access hospitals, access clinics, because now they're competing for their hospital with illegal foreigners, where the majority of people seeking medical care, it's illegal foreigners. It is when the foreigners about took advantage of our systems, of our kindness, of the kindness of South Africans, when now they intentionally leave their country to come and access medical health in South Africa. Then South Africans began to realize that each day we come here, we have more foreigners than South Africans. And most of the time we go home without being assisted, all right? And so this is where the problem starts. They had no problem with foreigners until they discovered that all drug dealers in South Africa, or majority of drug dealers in South Africa, are foreigners, especially Nigerians, all right? So when they see that, what do we benefit from allowing these illegal foreigners to stay in a country? What is it that we benefit from them? They began to see that, well, we actually benefit nothing, but they make our lives difficult. They look at our sons and daughters are drug addicts. Our sons and daughters are into prostitution. Our sons and daughters are selling drugs. They're part of gangs. And who are the gang leaders? And the gang leaders are illegal foreigners. And therefore, when South Africans look at that, then they see that the more we keep these illegal foreigners, the more we allow illegal foreigners to live, to have freedom, to do what they want, the more our country, the more our youth is destroyed. And therefore, they're taking the matter upon their hands to deal with illegal foreigners. Well, I don't know how you feel about it. I don't know whether you support that, you support the deportation of illegal foreigners, or whether you say no, they must stay in the country because of the reasons that you may have. But I just want us to discuss without condemning the illegal foreigners, and discuss without condemning the people who want them out of the country. So I just want us to have a conversation about illegal foreigners, all right? So while the fact that they are referred to as illegal foreigners, in the face value, it simply means they shouldn't be here, because they're not here legally. They came through wrong channels. And Gary Gilmore, welcome, brother. Welcome, Gary Gilmore. Thank you for tuning in. Gary Gilmore says, every day you know more about others, but do you know anything about yourself? Do self-help first. Gary Gilmore also says, you talk too much. Gary Gilmore, we thank you. You know, Gary Gilmore is a regular on this podcast, and we thank you for being with us. And Jerry Gilmore, today we are talking about illegal foreigners. And I don't know what is your take when it comes to illegal foreigners, but what I do know is that there is no nation under the sun where this problem of illegal foreigners does not exist. It exists in almost all the countries. In the United States, they have it. And now let's start with the government's reaction, or the government's take on illegal foreigners. Well, in South Africa, the government does not do anything about illegal foreigners. In South Africa, they are not acting on illegal foreigners. In South Africa, it is easy for illegal foreigners to leave, to thrive, to travel, to do business, to get married. I mean, to do about anything. We don't have strong laws or strong regulations or strong rules, to care about illegal foreigners. All right, they can come in today, they can set up a business today in South Africa. It doesn't matter what type of business. They can set up welding business, they can set up a car wash business, they can set up a painting business, workshop, painting cars, panel beating. Most of the illegal foreigners, they do these jobs. All right, they do a car wash, panel beating, welding, spaza shops. They just take, and even school. They have schools. They even establish schools. These are illegal foreigners. They do these things. All right, and so South Africans have been dealing with this, but it was never a problem to many South Africans. It was never a problem to many South Africans, okay, because they thought the intentions were good. Because you see, these people are doing business here, all right, and their labor is cheap labor, cheap business. They can paint your car, spray paint your car with less amount. They can do your burglars, window burglars, door burglars, less price, and many services that they give are not expensive, all right, but that still is not good enough, because they are illegal foreigners who are doing things that they're not supposed to do. The illegal foreigners who are now taking it upon themselves to be kings of South Africa, or to be kings, to be lords, to be gods, to be bosses, to control South Africans. All right, so this is where the problem is. And this is where we have these kind of problems now arising, and you have people taking the matter into their own hands. I can tell you that many illegal foreigners, most of them, they don't have parents where they're coming from. Most of them, they don't have family where they're coming from. That's why most of them, they never go back where they came from. They have no family there. They have nobody there. So they decided to come to South Africa. Some of them, they were abused by their families where they're coming from. Maybe the parents died. The parents died, and the uncles took over the house, took over the farms, took over the businesses, and these people, they have no place to go, and therefore they come to South Africa because they know somebody who is in South Africa. Like I said in the beginning, that it will be someone who is in the country legally, who will invite somebody to come in the country illegally, and that somebody who is legal in the country will then give shelter to the one who is in the country illegally, until this one will definitely, get on his feet and get a job or start his business, and therefore life continues like that. But I understand the frustration of South Africans when they say that enough is enough. They no longer want illegal foreigners. It's because of some of the practices of the illegal foreigners, all right? Undocumented foreigners, all right? This person, you don't know whether their name is a true name. You don't know whether when they say they're from Harare, they're from Harare. You don't know when they say they're from Tanzania, or really they're from Tanzania, because they have no documentation. Whether this person was a rapist in his country, whether this person was a murderer, where they're coming from, you don't know, because they have no documentation, and most of them, they don't use their real names. Jabi Nokar says, you are ignorant, stop spewing rubbish. Well, I accept that. I accept that I may be ignorant on the subject of illegal foreigners, but it does not assist anybody when you say I'm ignorant. Share your knowledge that you have. All right, share your knowledge. Inform us. The purpose of the podcast is to discuss. It is not to tell you. We're discussing, Jabi. So I will appreciate you cueing my ignorance. I will appreciate you telling us the fact. You are free to tell us the fact. If you think I'm speaking garbage, if you think I'm speaking rubbish, then please share information. We want to know. I want to know. Share information. Simply saying ignorant, stop spewing rubbish, it doesn't assist anybody. We're having a conversation. So let's hear the side of your story. All right? Please, let's hear the side of your story. All right, Javi says, I would appreciate you doing your research. All right, listen, it doesn't help. It doesn't help because you believe you have more information, all right? You believe you have more information. You believe you have more understanding. I urge you to share your information. I urge you to share your understanding, all right? What is your question? What is your question, Jabi Nokas? Did you ask any question this morning? Did you ask any question this morning? What question did you ask? Because I only see your 3 charts here. What questions did you ask and you were not answered? Jabi, what question did you ask and you were not answered? Talk to me. Talk to me. What question did you ask? Because we only have 5 charts here and 3 charts are yours, 2 charts are Gary Gilmore. So what question did you ask? Why would you say you haven't answered my question? What question? What question? You cannot just come in and be attacking us and accuse us of not answering your question when we only have 5 charts, and of the 5 charts, there is not a single question. What do you mean? What do you mean? All right? What do you mean? Ask your question. Ask your question. So illegal foreigners, you will know that most of them, they travel to the country, and in fact through bus. Most of them, they travel through bus. Some of them, they came through planes. Nigerians, you name them, Ghanaians, and all of them, they're flying when they come to the country. All right. And you ask yourself, how did somebody from Ghana get into South Africa illegally? You ask yourself, how did somebody from Somalia get to South Africa illegally? You ask yourself, how did somebody from China get to South Africa illegally? How did somebody from Ukraine get to South Africa illegally? Because, all right, Jabi says, why are your youth too lazy to do the hard jobs? Youth too lazy to do the hard jobs. Which hard jobs? Which hard jobs? Jabi, which hard jobs are the youth lazy to do? Which ones? Which are these jobs that the youth is lazy to do in South Africa? Which hard jobs? Talk to me. Which hard jobs? Talk to me. You haven't said anything. Which hard jobs are the youth lazy to do? Which hard jobs? All right. So you in fact, you cannot use that argument that the South African youth are lazy to do hard job, therefore illegal foreigners are here to do the hard jobs. Most of the time, illegal foreigners are not doing any hard jobs in South Africa. Illegal foreigners, majority of them are not doing any hard jobs in SA. So what are you talking about when you say, why are the youth lazy to do the hard jobs? Which jobs are these that you classify as hard? Which jobs are these? Which jobs are these which you say are hard and South Africans are avoiding them, and then foreigners are here to do those hard jobs? Which jobs are these? Which jobs are those? Talk to me. Talk to me, Jabi. Talk to me. You see, we don't allow anybody to just speak things that you cannot prove. South Africans are not lazy. South Africans are not lazy. South Africans are not lazy. All right? South Africans are not lazy. They are not lazy. South Africans will not accept nonsense. South Africans will not allow themselves to be ill-treated. All right? Jabi Nonka says, you show your true character and blame it on other people. Brother, I'm waiting for the hard jobs. You cannot say anything. You are not allowed to say anything until you give us the hard jobs which South Africans are lazy to do. You said, why are your youth too lazy to do the hard jobs? And I'm asking the question, give us the list of the hard jobs. Give us the list of the hard jobs which South Africans are lazy to do. Because I attacked any foreigner for that matter. I haven't attacked anybody for that matter. Silencio, welcome, brother, says you are a nation of laws. Silencio, every country has laws. You are correct, Silencio. And every country, it doesn't matter, even in the United States of America, they are illegal immigrants, illegal foreigners, wherever. And you cannot say, no, these illegal immigrants are in these countries because they want to do hard jobs. Layo, welcome, brother. Welcome, brother. I'm in conversation here with Jabi Nonkas. Jabi Nonkas says South African youth are too lazy to do the hard jobs, okay? And therefore, because South Africans youth are too lazy to do the hard jobs, so we should not complain about illegal foreigners in South Africa, because what you are correct. I'm with you there, Jabi Nonkas. Even prisoners have rights. That's why the South African government is spending 11 million rands daily taking care of illegal prisoners. I agree with you. I agree with you, Jabu. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that. Illegal immigrants are humans too. Illegal immigrants are humans too. Illegal foreigners are humans too. No argument about that. We're talking about their status being illegal. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about having rights or not having rights. We're talking about ways, illegal ways in which they found themselves in the country. That's what we're addressing. And nobody is calling for illegal migrants or illegal foreigners to be killed. No, nobody. But please, Jabi, before you continue with anything, give me the list of hard jobs which are done by illegal immigrants in South Africa. Layo says human laws can be tyrannical and immoral. You're correct. All right, yeah. So I think Jabi does not understand what we're talking about. Jabi, you do not understand the topic of the day. The topic of the day focuses on illegal foreigners in South Africa and what is currently happening in South Africa. South Africans are protesting against illegal foreigners, and they've identified these illegal foreigners. These illegal foreigners, which they have identified, they're selling drugs, they're dealing in drugs, they're behind prostitution, okay? They're behind all kidnapping, human trafficking, you know? This is what South Africans have identified. It doesn't matter whether they're from Nigeria, whether they're from Mozambique, whether from Zim, whether from Malawi, it doesn't matter. What they've identified is that most illegal foreigners are doing some illegal business. All right. So if they were in the country illegally, that is not a problem. But they're in the country illegally and also doing illegal business. These are the foreigners that the South African people are dealing with. These are the foreigners, these are the illegal foreigners which South Africans are fed up with. You are in the country illegally, you are doing illegal things in the country. So I mean, according to South Africans, these people are so disrespectful to the country, disrespectful to the laws of the land. Let me take Jabit Nonka says many Nigerian migrants are legally living in South Africa. I don't know whether you're Aldo or Aldoa. South Africa is the Morocco of the South Africa. Hate the other black people. I visited the continent 3 times and the self-hatred is wild. All right. Dalo Ibrahim says Good morning, sir. Please, I love this discussion. I just got a truck driver invitation in South Africa, but I'm not coming because of this matter. Thanks, sir. Well, listen, I want us not to join the war. I want us not to join the war against illegal foreigners. I want us to have a discussion about illegal foreigners. I don't want you to take a side. I don't want you to pick a side and stand with illegal foreigners or stand with South Africans. I want us to have a discussions about illegal foreigners in South Africa without taking a side. All right? All right? Can we do that? Can we do that? Can we talk about illegal foreigners without picking a side? Because once we take sides, then we become emotional. And once we become emotional, then we cannot reason together. I understand you, Dalo Ibrahim, that you got a truck driver invitation in South Africa, but you are not coming. And I can tell you, most truck drivers from outside, they are preferred by companies in South Africa to drive, to work, okay? In South Africa, you will not have a problem as long you have documentation. As long you have papers, no problem, sir. You can work freely. No one who has documentation in South Africa, who has correct documents, has been harassed. Nobody. Ask those legal foreigners in South Africa who are in the country legally. They are in universities, they're in colleges, they are working, they're doing all types of work. Whether they're from Nigeria, whether from Namibia, whether from Malawi, it doesn't matter where they're coming from. As long as they have legitimate papers, they can do anything, participate in anything in South Africa. We're not talking about every foreigner. We're not talking about every immigrant. We're talking about those who are in the country illegally, all right? Remember that those who are in the country legally, we're not talking about those ones. We're not talking about those who have papers, who applied for jobs, who applied for learning, who applied for training in South Africa. You came legally, no problem with you. And South Africans who are dealing with illegal foreigners, they're not dealing with legal foreigners. They're not dealing with every foreigners. They're dealing with undocumented foreigners. Undocumented foreigners. So you cannot use a blanket umbrella to say, well, South Africans hate all foreigners. They don't hate all foreigners. They are talking about illegal foreigners. Layo says Nigerian students travel to cheap countries with good education and hustle drugs. It's a fact. Layo says he's right. You are all hate. It is true. It is true that most drug dealers in South Africa are Nigerians. Nigerians, not only are they dealing with drugs in South Africa, they are also hijacking buildings in Johannesburg. You understand that? They're also hijacking buildings in Johannesburg. In fact, the whole city in Johannesburg, it's full of Nigerians, all right? Nigerians are running the streets of Joburg. It is a fact. It is a fact. It is not, even Nigerians themselves, they know that. It's a fact, okay? It's a fact. It's not a fabrication. It's a fact that majority of drug dealers in Joburg are Nigerians, all right? It's a fact. But are these all Nigerians? No. As long you are Nigerian and you're not dealing with drugs, it doesn't concern you. As long you're Nigerian and you're in the country legally, it doesn't concern you. So I don't understand why would one blood pressure be boiling over saying that we have illegal foreigners. All right, Layo says Nigerian students have been involved in drug trafficking with cases reported of students being recruited to smuggle drugs like heroin and cocaine into various countries. That is true, Layo. That is statistics. That is true. All do says we must be careful not to let year 1620 start again when your ancestors sold my ancestors into slavery and we are here in America suffering daily racism. Brother, although are you are your ancestors from South Africa? Are your ancestors from South Africa, Aldo? Are you connected in any way to South Africa? Because if you are saying that the year 1620 start again when your ancestors sold my ancestors into slavery, and we are here in America suffering daily racism. So I don't understand that statement. Are you suffering racism in are you suffering racism in America? What race are you? I don't understand you. All right, I don't understand you. Ramo Aibele, welcome. So you see, when we talk about illegal foreigners, I don't understand why people all of a sudden they're having high temperatures. Why have high temperatures? It is the constitution of the country that labels them as illegally because they did not follow the right channels to come into the country. All right. So we don't call them illegal. It is the constitution, it is the law of the land that classifies them as illegal foreigners. And we look at the activities, the works, the deeds of some of the illegal foreigners. Of course, not every illegal foreigner is causing problems. Not every illegal foreigner is raping. Not every illegal foreigner is selling drugs. Not every illegal foreigner is stealing cars, is into crime. Not all illegal foreigners are doing crime. That is a fact. We know that. We acknowledge that. Some illegal foreigners are doing good. Some illegal foreigners are caring, loving. They're staying out of crime. They don't do crime. They don't steal anybody's things. They don't cause any harm, any damage to anybody. They live peacefully with all men in SA. We know that. But we're not talking about those ones. We're talking about illegal foreigners who are doing illegal businesses in South Africa. We're talking about illegal foreigners who are doing illegal businesses, selling drugs, stealing cars, running prostitutions, okay? Running unlicensed clubs. That's who we're talking about. That's who we're talking about. Layo says, you need to first acknowledge the issue to improve a country. I don't hate Nigeria or any country. Of course. Layo, I'm with you there, brother. We don't hate Nigerians. We don't hate anybody. In fact, let's add another angle here, because most of the time, Layo says, I'll be happy if Africa prospers. Exactly. We'll all be happy if they prosper. Let's add another thing here, which most of the time is overlooked. Do you know that many people believe that when we talk about illegal foreigners, we're only talking about our black brothers and black sisters? Do you know that when we talk about illegal foreigners, it cuts across? We've got illegal Chinese, all right? Illegal British people, illegal Ukrainians, illegal Japanese, all races in South Africa. In South Africa, we have all races. Chinese, we've got some Chinese without documentation. We've got Asian people without documentation. Hey, Bulldog, welcome, brother. Welcome, brother. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. We're talking about illegal foreigners in South Africa. We have Chinese in South Africa who are in the country illegally. We have British people in the country illegally. We have Japanese people in the country illegally, Asian people in the country illegally. So when we talk about illegal foreigners, we are not referring to only black people, our black sisters, our black brothers. It cut across. But because some people are narrow-minded, whenever they hear illegal foreigners, they only think black people. They only think people from our neighboring countries. They only think people from Zim, people from Mozambique, people from Zambia, people from Malawi. No, Botswana. No, we're talking about every illegal foreigner in South Africa, whether it's a white foreigner, a Chinese foreigner, an Asian foreigner. It doesn't matter as long you are in the country illegally. Whether you walked to the country, whether you came by ship, whether you came by boat, whether you came by plane, as long you are in the country illegally. This is what we're talking about. So it cuts across all races. It doesn't matter whether it's a white illegal foreigner. It doesn't matter whether it's a black illegal foreigner. It doesn't matter whether it's an Indian. We're just talking about anybody who is in the country illegally. Because illegal immigration or illegal foreigners has nothing to do with the color of the skin. It has to do whether you are in the country legally. It has to do with your legality. Are you in the country legally? Before we talk about your race, before we talk about the continent you're coming from, whether you're from Egypt, whether you're from Somalia, whether you're from Ethiopia, whether you're from South Arabia, South Sudan, it doesn't matter. Whether you're from Palestine, whether you're from Israel, whether you're from the United States of America, it doesn't matter. First thing first, where are your documentation? Are you in the country legally? Before we deal with your race. But most of the time, the reason people are becoming emotional when they see the topic illegal foreigners in South Africa, a Nigerian will think, oh, they're attacking me. Some from Mozambique will think, oh, they're attacking me. As if you are the only, as if the Nigerians are the only illegal foreigners in South Africa. As if the Mozambican are the only illegal foreigners in South Africa. There are more illegal foreigners who are not black or brown like you and me. There are more illegal foreigners in South Africa who don't look like you and I, who are on the African continent. We have illegal foreigners from Asia. We have illegal foreigners from Europe in South Africa. So when we talk about illegal foreigners, why are my African brothers, African sisters' temperature rising as if we are attacking you, my brothers and sisters? We're not attacking you. We're talking about each and every illegal foreigner. All right, Bulldog says Captain Ibrahim will handle all. Nono says, could you repeat that? I didn't get it the first 20 times. Lio says he's making a case to be a legal immigrant, not restricted to South Africa. Bulldog says, and the whites took Gaddafi. Chris JI8 says, I like the Afrikaners. All right. All right. So this is what we're talking about here. This is what we're talking about here. So when we talk about illegal foreigners, no need to target a certain people, because now somebody was claiming that it's an attack on Nigerians. No. Somebody was claiming it's an attack on their tribe, and you are here to defend Nigerians. Come on, people. Aldo says, yes, you have illegal people from different countries, but we out here are only seeing black people being abused. Please, let's see all races getting the same treatment, because I have not. You are correct. You are correct. You may have not seen them. Bulldog says, now Abraham Traore got it. Okay. Innocent Trivaldo says, love the topic. Shortcuts are fast and less costly. Problems are caused by people, citizens, or well-connected individuals who uses them cause their fingerprints ain't in the system. Innocent Travaldo, that is the point we want to make. Exactly, that is the point we want to make. We are saying that it is difficult to trace illegal people because, number one, they don't use their correct names. They don't use their names, their right names. Even if they were using their right names, nobody knows where they are. You understand? So it is difficult to trace them when they do crime because they're not in the system. Their fingerprints are nowhere in the system. So they can do crime and the police will come and take fingerprints, but there will be no match because this person is not in the system. All right. So those are the dangers of having illegal immigrants is that most cases cannot be solved. Most cases cannot be handled, all right? Because they were committed by illegal foreigners, all right? People who are not documented, all right? So this is what we are highlighting. And like I said, in this podcast, we are not taking any side. We are not taking any side. We are having a conversation. We are not choosing illegal foreigners. We are not choosing those who are attacking illegal foreigners. We are not doing that. We are having a conversation about something that is happening in South Africa. If you want to take sides, you are welcome to take sides. But this show, it's not designed for that. This show, it's talking about what is happening. We are here to talk, all right? And no matter what your sentiments or your feelings are about illegal foreigners, you are free to vent them out. You are free to tell us how you feel about illegal foreigners. If you want them to stay, you are free to tell us that, no, you want them to stay. If you want them to go, you are free to tell us that you want them to go. All right. But here we are having a conversation. And as we have the conversation, we're not going to be biased. We will speak of the dangers of illegal foreigners. We're not going to compromise on that because there are dangers of illegal foreigners. There are good, there are bad things that illegal foreigners do. Like I showed you that most of them are engaged in illegal businesses. When you look at cable theft, it is illegal foreigners, all right? When you look at most hijackings, car theft, illegal foreigners, all right? And these cars are stolen and they cross border. Most of the cars stolen in South Africa, they're crossing the borders. All right. Once a car is stolen in South Africa, especially the GD6, your Bakkies, your diesel cars, once they're stolen, it is very rare for you to have your car back because your car will be sold outside the country. All right. So it is a fact. It is a fact that we do have illegal immigration problem in South Africa. It is a fact that we do have illegal people in the country. But now let's move on. Let's move on to how do they get into the country? How did they get into the country? Because when we talk about an illegal immigrant from China, that person did not walk from China to here. All right? They did not walk from China to here. they had to be on a plane or on a ship. All right? So this is what we want to talk about. So when you look at the illegal foreigners, there is money to be made through illegal foreigners. Many companies, many people are making a lot of money through illegal foreigners. All right? From the buses they travel upon, from the planes. I don't know how can you get on a plane, because how do you get on a plane when you don't have your, I mean, how do you buy a plane ticket? And how did they, I don't understand. Is it possible? Talk to me, somebody. All right, Bulldog says, brother, Africa got minerals. Yeah, Africa got minerals. And a lot of people are after our minerals. Innocent Rivaldo says, they are working, so they must start doing the right papers. Yeah, even you see, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Innocent Trivaldo. Here's the thing. Even when they're working, even when they have the money, most of them, they have no agency to fix their papers. It's like they're hiding, okay? Most of them, they have no agency in fixing their papers. Bulldog says, Abraham will stop this. Africa is rich, okay? And remember, Africa being rich, but Africa is not controlled by Africans. Africa does not benefit Africans. That's why you have these people leaving their countries and coming down to South Africa. That's why you have people from Ghana. I can tell you, there's no nationality, there's no African nationality that is not in South Africa. People from all the 50, more than 50 nations, more than 50 nations are in South Africa. You want somebody from Angola, you'll find them in South Africa. You want somebody from Morocco, you'll find them in South Africa. You want somebody from Niger, it don't matter which African country, they're all in South Africa, all in Johannesburg, all right? There is no nation in Africa that does not have its citizens in South Africa, and not in their hundreds, but in their thousands. That's what we're talking about. Because South Africa is seen as a country to make money. And you're correct. South Africa is rich. South Africa has money. South Africa is the best nation in Africa. To show that South Africa is the best nation in Africa, all African brothers and sisters are flocking to South Africa. They're not flocking to Nigeria. They're not flocking to Congo. No. They're not flocking to Ghana. No. They're flocking to South Africa. They're coming to South Africa. And guess what? The South African economy, the South African nation, it's able to sustain its own citizens and also sustain these illegal foreigners. The food supply in South Africa is able to sustain both illegal immigrants and the citizens of South Africa. You understand that? So South Africa, it's able and capable to deal with to sustain illegal foreigners. All right. All right. Dalo Ibrahim says, brother is like a mistry. Bulldog says Nigeria is the rich sovereign. Nigeria is the rich sovereign. Well, if Nigeria is a rich sovereign, let's talk about that. And we do not dispute the fact, but let's talk about Nigeria, for instance. If Nigeria is a rich sovereign, why are Nigerians leaving Nigeria in their numbers? Why are Nigerian people flocking to South Africa? And why are Nigerian people striving? They're doing everything they can to get the visa to South Africa. Like Nigeria. Let's talk about Nigeria. Why are Nigerian people rather be in South Africa without family, without a brother, they leave their families in Nigeria and come to South Africa? Why is that? If Nigeria, everything is good, if everything is sweet, why are African people not flocking Nigeria? Why are the African brothers and sisters not doing to Nigeria what they're doing to South Africa? Because everyone in the continent of Africa, when they think opportunity, when they think making money, the only open market for even foreigners, it's South Africa. You understand that? It's South Africa. South Africa is the only nation in Africa where even a foreigner can start a business. Even a foreigner can do a business, you understand, and be protected in South Africa. And the South African government, it's not hostile to illegal foreigners. The South African government is not hostile to illegal foreigners. They don't have police or a unit in the police that goes daily looking for illegal immigrants or illegal foreigners. Yes, they are aware of the existence of illegal foreigners, but no police are searching or looking or hunting down illegal foreigners in South Africa. All right. Now, I wanted to talk about when you look at these illegal foreigners, they are a huge business to some people. All right. There are people in South Africa who are benefiting from illegal foreigners. Even government, to some extent, is benefiting from illegal foreigners. All right. Okay. So there is that. The benefits, some people are benefiting from illegal foreigners. All right. Now, this is how some people benefit from illegal foreigners. I will start with transportation. Transportation, all right? During December holidays in Johannesburg, the city becomes empty also in Cape Town, it becomes empty because all foreigners, whether legally or illegally, have gone home for the holidays. So the bus services, the taxi services, transportation services, they make a lot of money through foreigners, whether illegally or legally, because they're now transporting them. In fact, they do bring them in the country. It is the bus services, it is the taxi services. So there is money being made here through illegal foreigners, because they come through buses, they come through ships, they come through planes, some of them, and they pay money. So some people are making money through illegal foreigners. All right? They make money. So when you fight illegal foreigners, you are not only fighting them, but you're also fighting the people who are benefiting from the illegal foreigners. All right? So when we attack illegal foreigners, we must be aware that we are not only attacking illegal foreigners, but we're also attacking the people who are making money through the illegal foreigners. They say Beitbridge is the busiest border gate in Africa. Beitbridge during holidays, during December holidays, it is almost, you take almost 24 hours to cross the border. And majority of the people crossing the border are not in the country legally. And majority of the people in those buses, they're not in the country legally, which means they must pay a certain amount to the border gate officials. So even the border gate officials are making money. But not only the border gate officials, the bus drivers are making money. I'm not sure the bus drivers are making money. And by the bus driver taking or transporting illegal foreigners, his masters or his bosses, the owners of the buses, are making money too. Whether they are part of the corruption or not part of the corruption, but they benefit from the act of corruption. You understand that? So when you attack illegal foreigners, you are also attacking the people who are benefiting from illegal foreigners. Whether they be Chinese, whether they be Asian, whether they be, it don't matter which illegal foreigner is this. Yes, at Alden, you said that you've never seen white illegal foreigners being attacked. You've never seen them. You can only see it in the news, because here's the thing. You see, white illegal foreigners are protected. All right, they are protected because they don't live in our communities. They don't live with us in our communities. All right. The Chinese illegal foreigners, they don't live with us in our communities. That is why it is not a daily occurrence that you see them. And another thing I can say about white illegal immigrants in South Africa. In South Africa, the masses have been educated that when you see a white person who is not South African, it's a tourist. So when they see a white person or a Chinese person or an Asian person or a British person, they see a tourist, okay? They see a tourist. But when they see their brother who is like them, they see a foreigner. So there's this misconception that anybody who is white, Chinese, Japanese, Asian, European, when they see such people, they don't see a foreigner, they see a tourist, okay? Because even if my brother from Mozambique, my brother from Zimbabwe, my brother from Ghana, my brother from Nigeria, even if they were taking a trip to Kruger, and an average South African will call a Nigerian a foreigner, but that Nigerian can be with a white person from Nigeria. They will refer to a Nigerian brother as a foreigner and refer to a white person as a tourist. You understand the misconception that we have? You understand the misconception that we have? Because there's something in the minds of our African brothers and sisters that has been planted to them in protection of the Europeans, in protection of the people of the light skin, to say, no, these are tourists. In our education system, we were taught that white people are tourists. So when you see a white person, it's a tourist. But when you see an African brother, African sister, it's an immigrant, illegal foreigner. You understand that? Let me take Jabi. Jabi Nonka says, then you see a black man, you see a competitor, the foolishness. This is why I said, Jabi Nankos, we must not take side so that the conversation can flow, so that we don't become emotional. Do you see now? You see a black man as a threat. You see a black man as something that you should hate. You understand? So I'm saying it is the education system that has made it possible for white illegal immigrants not to be detected. Because when you see a white illegal immigrant, you don't even think about them as an illegal person. You see somebody who's on vacation, you see somebody who is on tour, all right? So that is why we hardly see white people being hunted as illegal immigrants. It's because of that. But we need to awake that this illegal immigration or illegal immigrants or illegal foreigners, it's not black people only. It's not your African brothers only. It is not your African brothers only. Yes, no matter how bad the Nigerians are, no matter how bad the Ghanaians are, no matter how bad the people from other African countries are, they're not the only ones. There are people from Europe. There are people from China. There are people from North America. You've got people from Brazil in South Africa illegally. But because they're not black, but because they're not brown, they're not chocolate like you cannot see them as illegal foreigners. You cannot think of them as such. When you see them, you see business people. When you see them, you see investors. When you see them, you see people to be protected. But when you see people who look like you, people of your same skin, people of your same genes, when you look at them, because they don't speak your home language, because they don't speak your country language, when you see them, then you see an illegal foreigner, something to be persecuted, something to be pursued, something to be prosecuted, something to be embarrassed, something to be attacked. Something to be attacked. This is why I said in the beginning, let us not take sides. Let's have a conversation. Don't be defending illegal immigrants. At the same time, don't be defending that which is wrong. Have a conversation. Have a conversation. Let's have a conversation. Now, we know that. We know that. As a black man, and everywhere, you see, everywhere a black man goes, whether it's in Africa, whether it's in Europe, whether it's in Asia, whether it's in America, whether it's in Australia, everywhere a black man goes, whether he has the papers or no papers, is suspected to be there illegally. I mean, other nations outside Africa, they don't believe an African man has the capability and ability to fly and land in their area legally. They believe that we were in some boats for 100 days, we survived waves, we survived storms, we survived the ocean and ended up in their shores without documentation, without papers. They don't believe an African brother, an African sister is able to book a flight ticket, is able to get a visa, it's able to land in the country officially. legally so. They don't believe that. And that's how we treat our own brothers and sisters. Yes, there are African brothers and sisters in Europe, in Asia, in London, wherever in the world, who are there illegally, who are there, who came through boats. We know that there are such things. Even today, there are brothers and sisters, African brothers and sisters, who are landing in Europe, in boats, in ship. No paper, nothing. No identity, nothing. It is happening. We don't dispute that. I'm saying our African brothers, our African sisters can't be happy anywhere. They're not happy in their land. They're not happy in their country of origin. They come to us illegally. That's the problem. You see, if you don't come illegally, maybe, and I don't understand why they have to come illegally. And I don't understand why they have to come without papers. If you are from Congo, if you are from Tanzania, if you are from Botswana, why don't you bring your papers with you? Why don't you bring your papers with you? Why you are here? Not even an expired passport, not even an ID, nothing, no paper whatsoever. Are your intentions good? Really, because if you were to come here, then we can take your passport to your embassy, all right? If you were to come here illegally, but do have your ID, yeah, we understand you are in the country illegally, but you do have your passport, you do have your ID. It's understandable. We can go to your embassy in the country. We can verify your status. We can verify who you are. We can verify where you come from. But you just came, it's you and you alone with your breath of life, no documentation, nothing. It's just you. How is that possible? So that is the disrespect we're talking about of some illegal foreigners, that they're disrespectful and they are daring. That is being disrespectful. If you're going to come to the country without any documentation, without any papers that tells us who you are, you just walked into the country, nothing that identifies you. In fact, how do we know you are from where you are saying you are from if you don't have any legal paper that we can use and go to your embassy to identify whether this person is from your country? Because your embassy can tell us who you are, can tell us where you are from, where you were born, where you stay, who do you stay with. But these people, you find this human being, no papers, no ID, no passport, nothing. It's just him and his word. What do you do? And this person is a thief. This person is a rapist. This person is a drug dealer. This person, how do we help this person? Are we safe with this person? We know him as John. The other side is known as Peter. You understand what we're dealing with here? So this is why many South Africans are angry at illegal foreigners. These are some of the things that are making most South Africans angry, most South Africans uncomfortable with illegal foreigners. What then my brothers and sisters in South Africa needs to do is not only to attack Black people, it is not only to attack Africans, also go to your white people, go to the Chinese, go to the Somalians, go to all of them, because majority of them are in the country illegally. They depend on the color of their skins, because they know that because of the color of their skins, they will not be attacked, they will not be seen or viewed as illegal immigrants because of the color of their skins. And yes, in South Africa, if you are white, nobody will suspect you of being an illegal foreigner. If you are white, nobody will think you are a foreigner. If you are Indian, nobody will think you are a foreigner. If you are from Brazil, nobody will think that you are here illegally. They see a tourist, they see somebody on vacation, They see a businessman. They see an investor. That's how the South African system is. Nolutando, welcome. Welcome, Nolutando. Is exactly, brother. Jabi Noka says, stop already with the hate apology mindset. Well, Jabi, it's your baby to deal with. listen, Jabi, where are you from? Jabi, where are you from? Jabi, where are you from? Jabi, where are you coming from? Where are you from? I think I need to know where Jabi is from, because Jabi has been negative the whole day. And I don't know the reasons of why he's negative the whole day. And Jabi, you owe me. I told you to give me the list of hard jobs done by foreigners. You said South Africans are lazy to do the hard jobs. So I ask you to give me a list of the hard jobs you are referring to, because most jobs done by foreigners is cleaning, gardening, teaching, all right? Those are the most jobs done by foreigners. They're teachers, they're garden boys, they're cleaning, they're security, they are driving scooters, they're drivers, truck drivers, Uber Eats, Checkers 60. Those are the jobs done by foreigners in South Africa. So which hard jobs which you are saying South Africans are afraid to do? Are you referring to being a waiter? Are you referring to being a truck driver? Are you referring to being a security? Which hard jobs are you talking about? Are you referring to illegal mining? Which hard jobs you're talking about that South African youth is afraid of doing, and these foreigners are doing those hard jobs? Which hard jobs are those? Come on, Jabi, these are hard jobs. Jabi, these are hard jobs. Driving a truck, hard job. Being a waiter, hard jobs. These are hard jobs. Come on, brother, these are not hard jobs. These are not hard jobs. Lutando. Oh, Lutando. Woo, Lutando. All right. Lutando says maybe selling drugs. All right. All right. Those are not hard jobs. All right. Those are not hard jobs. Okay. Those are not hard jobs. You understand that? What makes being a waiter hard? What makes being a truck driver hard? What makes being a Uber Eats driver hard? What makes driving a scooter for Checker 60 hard? That is not a hard job. When you spoke about hard jobs, I thought you were talking about something serious. But those are not hard jobs. You see, and that simply proves Jabi says maybe you take those jobs and the unemployment rate will go down. Jabi, you see, this is where the problem is. This is where the problem is. When we use jobs as a justification of illegal foreigners being in the country, we should not even go there. We cannot justify illegal foreigners by, they're doing jobs which South Africans they cannot do, because South Africans did not invite illegal foreigners and say, hey, you illegal foreigners, come to South Africa. There are jobs we cannot do. Come and help us. Illegal foreigners were not invited to be truck drivers. They were not invited to be scooter drivers. They were not invited to do any work they're doing. South Africans did not cry and say, oh, please, everyone from Nigeria, everyone from Zambia, come help us. We have hard jobs which we're not able to do. Come and do the hard jobs for us. Never. There was never a call for our African brothers and sisters to come and be cleaners in our houses, to come and be garden boys in. There was never a call to do that. They came on their own, and because they came in there on their own, they are poor, they are hungry, they take any job that they can get. They don't become waiters because they love hard jobs. Illegal foreigners are not waiters because they love hard jobs. They're not truck drivers because they love hard jobs. They are not teachers because they love hard jobs. They are doing such jobs because it's the only thing they can do, because they're illegal in the country. They cannot work in the bank because to work in the bank you need papers. They cannot work in the hospital because to work in the hospital you need papers. They can only be waiters, they can only be drivers, they can only do that work because no papers are required. Not because the jobs are hard. It's the only work they can be employed in because they lack papers. That is the only thing. They're in the country illegally. That is the only thing they can do. It is not because they love hard jobs. It's not because they're so strong, they're so powerful, and South Africans are weak. You telling me that South Africans are not capable of driving trucks? Are you telling me that South Africans are not able to be waiters? All right. When we fly, I don't know, what do we call those people in the plane who are selling foods, who are waiters? Do we call them waiters also? The people in the plane who are, those ladies in the plane who are selling. There is no illegal foreigner on the plane working as a hostess or whatever that he can call them on a plane. If illegal foreigners were the ones doing the waiter stuff, they are not found in the plane. Why are they not in the in SAA? Why are they not in the British Airways? Why are they not in the Emirates? Why? Because they don't have papers. So they do the work they do in restaurants, in driving trucks, because they are illegal. They have no papers to take on good jobs. And you say hard jobs. It's not hard. It's not hard jobs. You know, Layo Jabi won't tell you what jobs they do. Won't tell you what jobs they do. I know legal. I know foreigners who are in the country. I know people who are in the country from legally, who are principals of schools. I know who are nurses, who are doctors. They are legal in the country. They are not waiters. Because some of the people who are waiters, they have PhDs. What are you doing driving a truck with a PhD? What are you doing being a waiter with a degree, with a diploma? What are you doing? No jobs for you. You understand that? Lutando 13 says they come here to sell fruits and veggies on the street. Well, that is a hard job, Lutando. Hard job. Oh, it's hard to sell fruits and veggies. It's very hard. It is strong. You need to have muscles, you know. It's hard. Only foreigners can do that. Only foreigners can do that. Only illegal foreigners can sell veggies, Lutando. Because you cannot lift a crate of tomatoes. You cannot lift a box of apples. Only foreigners can do that, according to Jabi. According to Jabi, it's too hard to count money for South Africans. They cannot count. They cannot give you change because only foreigners can do that. Is that what you're saying? Come on, Jabi. Layo, point of order there. Lao says that. Jabi says Lao is about to pay a lawyer. Oh, you guys, stop it, okay? Nobody needs a lawyer, okay? It's just a conversation, guys. Oh, come on, people. We're having a conversation, okay? Liar, they say you need a lawyer, brother. Lutando, I guess you'll need a lawyer too. Ooh, all right, okay, all right. I guess, Lutando, you will need a lawyer too. Somebody's gonna be suing people. You say, I've never been inside a plane. All right. Okay, so this is what I want us to notice, that this is where I feel reluctant, in I feel reluctant. I mean, or not reluctant. I have an uneasiness when it comes to throwing the illegal foreigners away or sending them away, because as an African male, I know how Africans are suffering, and Africans have suffered. And I know the state and conditions of many African countries, especially our neighboring countries here. I know that some people are in South Africa not because they want to be in South Africa. It is the only option they have. If they had other options, they will be in their country. So some illegal foreigners who are in the country, they have no other options but to be in the country, illegally so, all right? To be in the country illegal so. Some, they lost their parents, they have no family in wherever they're coming from. They have no one over there. So the only place they can come to is South Africa to start a new life. The only problem is that they come illegally. And not only do they come illegally, they come without any documentation. I don't know whether they are house banned, they lost all documentation, all right? Before you cross the border, why don't you fix your papers? Why don't you fix your passport? Why don't you do that? I know many people from Mozambique who are in the country legally. Every 30 days they go back, stamp their passport, they come back. They're always in the country legally. I know such people. Every month they go to Mozambique, they enter, they come back to South Africa another day. So they renew. So you know this person is genuine. You know the person is in the country legally and nobody's bothering that person. All I'm saying is, why are these people coming to SA illegally and without a passport, without an ID? This is where we have a problem. Blackjack says, who coming to South Africa? You mean from South Africa? Brother, we're talking about illegal foreigners in South Africa. We have illegal foreigners in South Africa from China. We've got Chinese who are in South Africa illegally. We've got Europeans who are in South Africa illegally. We've got Somalians, we've got Ethiopians, we've got all people in South Africa who are here illegally. All right? So you've got such people. So when we talk about illegal foreigners, we're not limiting it to African brothers only. Everyone who is in the country illegally. And we're saying that the focus should not only be on our brothers and sisters. It should be also on the North American people. It should also be on the whites, the Europeans, the Chinese who are in South Africa illegally. So we're simply saying, why do we only focus on our African brothers only? Why do we only focus on the people who look like us? Why not deal with this illegal immigration holistically? Why don't we say everyone, whether white or black, whether Chinese or European, as long as you are in the country illegally, present yourself to your nearest police station so that we can talk. If you have your expired passport, you have what, then we can do something for you through your embassy. But these people are in the country illegally. Their embassy does not even know them. They cannot be traced by anybody. Their embassy cannot trace them. When we say we go to the embassy and say we've got 10 people claiming to be from your country, they cannot be traced by their own embassy. We are saying these people are dangerous. Buster says, can't be a foreigner in your own homeland, Africa. All right, okay, there is some truth in that. There is some truth in that. Layo says, Jack, look up big game hunting tours. Javi, how do you know your father is not Ethiopian or even Nigerian? All right, okay, that's all right. But let me deal with Buster. Buster, I hear you. Buster, I hear you. You can't be a foreigner in your own homeland, Africa. That is a true statement. But you have a constitution which says anybody who is in the country without having papers, they're in the country illegally. Remember, everyone must be accounted for. So you cannot just say Africa is my land. I can go to any African country without papers, without any documentation. No, as long as papers that identifies who you are, where you are from, you are free in the African country. We are not talking about people with proper documentation. We're talking about people without documentation, okay? I know you can argue the tribes have papers, but you are talking about a different dispensation. You are talking about a time we had no IDs. You are talking about a time where we did not have the improvements that we have today. You are talking about a time where there were no banking system. Now you have banking system. You are talking about a time where we had no cell phones. Now we have cell phones, okay? We are talking about a time where there was no need for identity. But today, in today's world, for each and everything you need, you must have an ID. And these illegal foreigners are also stealing people's ID. These illegal foreigners are killing people and taking their IDs. You understand what we're talking about? So you are correct that as long you are in Africa, you are home. But because of the deeds, because of the criminality, because of the theft that are being done by some illegal foreigners, now, there are these measures that are to protect not only the foreigners, but to protect the citizens. They steal IDs today. They can steal your ID, kill you, dump you in a river, dump you in a dam. They use your ID. There is identity theft today, brother. So when somebody comes from wherever they're coming from, they find me, they steal my identity. Many people have discovered recently that they are married. Somebody stole your ID and got married to somebody else with your ID. You go to Home Affairs and you discover that you are married. You go to Home Affairs, you want to get married. They say you are already married. Like, when did I get married? You only to find that you are married to a foreigner. Sometimes you're not only married, you have divorced. You understand that? So because of that Buster, everybody needs identification. Everybody needs to have an ID so we know who is who and what is the people doing in today's world. But I'm in full agreement with you. As long you are in Africa, you are home. So if you are in Africa, show me which African country are you from? Which African country are you from? Are you from Burkina Faso? Show me a paper that says you are from Burkina Faso. I don't have a problem welcoming you to my house. I don't have a problem welcoming you to my country. But where do you come from? All right? Where do you come from? Buster says, me, I'm from UK, brother. Buster, you see, you are from UK. And then in UK or America, all you guys, you don't have borders there. Europe, you don't have borders. You live freely. You can travel, but you do have an ID, brother, from UK, okay? You do have an ID, don't you? You do have an ID in UK. You don't just live there, okay? When you want to go to the United States of America, yeah. So I believe, like you believe, Buster, that an African in an African continent should be able to move freely. All I'm saying is you do have a passport, yes. You need a passport to move freely. I'm saying as long as you come with your passport in any African country, you are free. No African country will reject you. The problem is when people don't even have a piece of paper, don't even have a passport, they can lie to you and say, I'm from Nigeria. The brother is not from Nigeria. They can lie to you and say, I'm from Ghana. The brother is not from Ghana. There are people who are masters of languages. I met this person. He was from Malawi. The person can speak Shona. They can speak the Chumbuka from Malawi. They can speak the neighboring languages from there. So if the person doesn't tell you that they're from Malawi, you will think they're from Zim because they speak Shona. You will think they're from Namibia because they can speak that language. You will think they're from Zambia because they can speak Zambian. But only that document tells you where the person is from. You understand? So without the document, we cannot be sure where you're coming from. Yes, the borders were imposed on us. That's true. But we cannot talk about what was happening in the past. Here we are today. Today we need documentation. Basta from UK. Thank you, Basta, for joining us, and thank you for your comment. Basta says, 20 years ago, I went to Maghreb. Where is that? Maghreb? All right, Lio says Jabi is from Rwanda. Okay. Jabi is from Rwanda. From who's the president there? Kigali. Is it Kigali? Basta. Oh, Libya. Okay, Libya. Yes, Libya. And when you went to Libya 20 years ago, you how did you find Libya to be? How did you find Libya to be? Were you treated nicely there, Buster? Oh, you loved it. Yeah. All right, Kit Mikai, make a wish. Kit Mikai, make a wish. All right. Okay. All right. Buster, you see, most African countries, they're loving people, all right? Loving people. Most African countries, loving people, welcoming. It's just that there are some people who are doing some acts of criminality, who are tainting, you see, who are tainting the this relationships that we have with our African brothers. You understand that? Because I'm of the view that God does not recognize these separations, these racial things, you know, these borders, or these things that we center our lives upon. When God looks at us, he sees his children, all right? He sees people he created. Oh, all right. Basta says I go with the original names of the land. So Maghreb is the original name for Libya. I didn't know that, brother. I didn't know that. Maghreb is the original name of Libya. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Jack Black says, what do you think about the Easter massacre in Nigeria and how the Pope chose to focus on his feud with Trump over the tragedy? Well, when we look at what the Pope and Trump's reaction to Nigeria, let me start with Trump. I believe that Trump does not love Christians, all right? Trump does not love Christians, and Trump is not a Christian himself, and he said so that he's not a Christian, okay? But because there is something that they want, the American government wants Nigeria. wants the government of Nigeria, wants to control Nigeria. And the reason they want Nigeria is because in Nigeria, it's sitting below Niger. And in Niger, they have uranium. And the Americans, they want uranium. They want the uranium in Niger. So in order for them to get the uranium in Niger, they must have access through an oil through Nigeria. Okay, so I believe the reaction of them is because of what they want to benefit from Nigeria. And the Pope also, because I believe that the papacy and the United States are working together. So the reaction by the Pope and the reaction by the Trump is the same reaction. It's one and the same thing, okay? It's one and the same thing. And the Pope, it's not for Christians, all right? The Pope is a person who's taking advantage of tragedy, taking advantage of crisis, all right? Because when we look at the global powers, we can see that the Pope is in charge of the world today. All right? The Pope is the most powerful man in the world today because every president, every leader, whether it's a national leader or a religious leader, they all respect the Pope. They all bow down to the Pope. All right? So the reaction that we got there, it has nothing to do with the people who were massacred. It has nothing to do with the love for Nigerians. It has nothing to do with the love for Christians in Nigeria. It has nothing to do with that, but they see an advantage, an opportunity to gain access in Nigeria so that they can be able to go to Niger. And when they go to Niger and take the uranium, then from there, they can be able to go to Burkina Faso, infiltrate Niger, infiltrate Mali. That's their plan. All right. Buster says Egypt is called Mehmet or Misa. All right. Okay. Oil. Okay. Buster says, God willing, Abraham told a good brother. Yeah, Abraham is good. Buster says, why can't Africa unite together? There's always been, listen, you have African Union. The reason Africans cannot unite is because all African countries are captured. And they're captured by different masters. France, Europe, Germany. You understand, these people have captured the Africa. In fact, they've divided African continent amongst themselves. So they're eating Africa. And that is the reason Africa cannot unite, because Africa, yes, the faces we see as leadership of Africa, it's African leaders. But the powers that run Africa, it's not Africans, it's Western people. It's Europe and stuff like that. All right, Jack Black says there was no reaction to it. They didn't even mention it. That's the problem. Listen, they do not care. They do not care. The only plan I have seen, or the only rumor I have heard, is that the Pope and the United States of America, they want to have access to Nigeria. All right? So that when they can have access to Nigeria, they can have puppet in Nigeria. They can use the puppet in Nigeria to attack Niger. And when they attack Niger, they can steal the uranium, and then they can go to any country. Like, they want an entrance into the African, into Niger. But yeah, the Pope, like I said, the Pope it's not a Christian, and the Pope is not genuine. The Pope and America, they're working together. All right? They don't love Christianity or Christians. Remember, the Pope is a Catholic, and Catholicism and Christianity are two different things. All right? The Pope is a Catholic, and why would you expect a Catholic to say something in favor of a Christian? Worse, African Christian in Nigeria. Why would you expect Trump to say something about Africans when he's, really? So the powers that be, they don't care about human rights. What could Trump say when Trump is bombing people in Palestine, in Gaza, in Iran? What could Trump say when he supports the bombing of children? There was nothing that Trump can say. The Pope only speaks what he speaks because the Pope is trying. Okay, let me break it down this way. Jack Black. Exactly. Tragedy is tragedy. What does it matter where the victim is from? You and I, we know that. We know that. But they don't operate like you and I. They operate based on what they want to achieve. Okay, if something it's not going to help them to achieve their goal, they don't do it. They don't care about feelings. They don't care about right and wrong. They only care about their mission, what they want to do. So you are correct. And Buster is correct to say the leaders should know better. And Buster says Christianity was in Africa before white men came. Jack Black says exactly. But here's the thing that I want you to know. I don't know if you've realized it or not. This is what is happening with regards to Pope and Trump. You see, the Pope's agenda is to unite all religious leaders globally. Okay? So the Pope is out there doing the work to unite all religious leaders globally. And Mr. Trump is there to seize power globally, to get all nations together. You ask a question, why African leaders cannot unite? And I said the African leaders cannot unite because they did not divide themselves. They were divided by the Western powers. So for Africa to unite, Africa first must set itself free from the colonizers. When Africa can be able to do that, to set itself free from the colonizers, maybe they can stand a chance. But it does not look like even in the next 100 years, African leaders will be able to separate themselves from the colonizers. The reason being is this: these presidents we have are puppets, are actors. They are planted there by the that be. So there is no president who is in the presidential house who is there to execute the interest of his people. He is there to execute the interest of the real people, the real owners of the country. A good example in South Africa. In South Africa, the citizens of South Africa are saying, we don't want illegal foreigners. What is the government doing about that? The government is doing absolute nothing about that. Why? Do you know that some illegal foreigners, when elections time comes, even in the USA, they allow illegal immigrants to flood USA so they can use them during elections, because those illegal immigrants, when election time comes, they're given temporal IDs or IDs so that they can be able to vote. So to boost the numbers. So if it was the Republicans that gave you your ID or whatever, you will vote for the Republicans. So even in South Africa, I believe that they may be utilizing that strategy, that let's allow as many foreigners as we can, so that when it comes to elections, they will boost our campaign. I believe that there must be something like that. All right. So that is why it is not easy to win the war against illegal immigrants. I see the movements that have been started, but also these movements will not achieve anything. It's either the leaders of these movements will be neutralized, or the leaders of these movements will be given money. If they refuse to get the money, they may be taken out. You know, in South Africa, they take you out. They may be taken out if they refuse to toe the line. It's either they will tell them to sit down, to leave the space if they want to leave, or they will just eliminate them. Buster says, why don't you follow the Ethiopian Christians? I don't know the Ethiopian Christians. I've never studied the Ethiopian Christians or seen them. I've never, I've heard about them, Ethiopian Bible, Ethiopian stuff like that, but I've never been exposed to these people. Basta says South is a direction, not a country. The English used to stop to go Australia, so they called it South Africa. You are correct. The original, I don't know if it's the original name of South Africa, it's Azania. Azania. That is the original name, or I don't know if I should say original name, but it was called Azania. Before it was called South Africa, it was Azania or Azania. Blackjack says in UK too, a few days ago, voting ballots came out and 1/3 or a third were Middle Eastern candidates. Exactly. So this is what they're doing. This is what they're doing. This is what they're doing. So they use illegal foreigners for votes, for voting. So that's why I'm saying that this war, it's not an easy war to win. It is not an easy war to win. Yes, my fellow South Africans can take the matter into their own hands. Yes, but as long the government has no clear program, as long the government has no interest in dealing with illegal immigrants, nothing is going to happen. Because you chase them today, some of them, when they hit in KZN, they leave KZN, they come to Mpumalanga. When they feel the heat in Mpumalanga, they leave Mpumalanga, they go to Limpopo. When there's a heat in Limpopo, they leave Limpopo, they go to Eastern Cape. So they keep migrating all over the country. So we're not going to win until we have a government that is serious about control. Some political parties, they want illegal foreigners for numbers. When they are registering, they want to go register people, register a lot of people, register. They want people to go and vote. So this is the problem. So as long as the government, the people in charge of the government are doing some criminality and they need these illegal foreigners to be used as their agents of criminality, then there's nothing we can do about illegal foreigners. We can chase them away from our locality. Yeah, that is possible. We can remove them from our locality, but they will go and start doing the same thing in another location. Not me. Okay. Basta says not Middle Eastern Asians candidates like Indians and Pakistanis. Really? Well, but you know, and I think this is the plan. I think the plan is to neutralize all nations. You know, when I look this illegal immigrants, I think the plan, the global plan, is that there should be no nation that remains proudly Spanish or proudly African or proudly Nigerian or proudly South African. They want to bring about a mixture, a mixing of people so that no one can claim the country as their rightful country. Because if you have half of the nation as foreigners, really, you don't have a nation. Exactly, Basta, to make your nation weak. That's what they want. They want to make your nation weak. So your nation is overpopulated by foreigners. Before you know it, these foreigners are your members of parliament. Before you know it, these foreigners are running for positions, are running for mayor, are running for mayorship, are running for, they're becoming your judges. They're becoming all these things. This is a total takeover. Globally, it's happening that way. Globally, it's happening that way. I think it's systematic, and I think it's not something we can win by chanting on the street, something we can win by attacking few individuals. This starts with authorities. It starts with authorities because the government, if it is serious with these illegal immigrants, they can issue a notice to say, you have 3 months to get your papers ready, or 6 months to get your papers ready. In 6 months' time, if you have to go home to get your papers ready, go home. All right? Fix your documentation. After 6 months, we are going to make sure that if you are in the country illegally, we will send you back. And should we send you back and you come back again illegally, there will be serious consequences. I believe that each and everyone who is in the country illegally was going to do something about it. Jabi says, your theories can inflame hate and anarchy. Be careful. No, they are. Jabi, they cannot, Jabi. Jabi, they cannot. They cannot. We are talking about solutions. You cannot complain about people who are in the country illegally and not have a way of how to assist them or how to help them to be legally in the country. So they are in the country illegally. How can we assist them? How can they be documented? How can we assist them to go back to their countries, wherever they came from, so that they come back legally? How can that inflame anarchy and hatred? So you are saying the best thing is, are you saying the best thing is for them to remain illegal in the country? Jabi says there is no reason why a foreigner cannot become a judge or legislator. Brother, you are missing the point. We are talking about illegal foreigner. No illegal foreigner must be a judge in my country. No illegal foreigner must be police in my country. I will not allow that. We are not talking about people who are legal. If you have documentation, if you are legal, if the law of the country allows you to be a judge, if the law of the country allows you to be a police, you can be a police as long as you are legal in the country. So, Jabi, you believe that an illegal person can be a judge? What nonsense is that? An illegal person can come and occupy such a high position, be in the legislature, be a member of parliament, and imagine an illegal migrant being a member, being a senate, being a judge. What is that, brother? Blackjack says Jabi is Jabi. So you are missing the point. The topic is illegal foreigners. We are not talking about people with documentation. And your argument is that it is okay for a foreigner to be a judge. You are talking about a legal foreigner. It's not okay. We are talking about people without documentation, people without papers. If they have papers, if they're in the country legally, and the country allows them to be the judge, and the country allows them to be MPs, if they're in their country legally, so be it. They're within the law. We're talking about people who are not within the law. We're talking about the people who are in the country illegally. How can you be in the country illegally and be suitable to be a judge? You are in the country illegally, suitable to be a judge. That is impossible. Jabi says, are you even ready for a legal resident? Are you even ready for a legal resident Nigerian to be the president of the legislature there in SA? Sir, in the country, if the law of the country allows a legal Nigerian to be the president, then the constitution allows it, then it can happen. If the country's constitution allows any foreigner who is in the country legally to run to be president, that is law. That is law. Let it happen. Whether it's from Nigeria, whether it's from Ethiopia, whether it doesn't matter which country he comes from. As long the law allows it to happen, let it happen because it's within the law. What we are against is lawlessness. What we are against is lawlessness. So if the South African Constitution allows a foreigner who is in the country legally to run for president, let that person run for president. The question, Jabi, do you want it to happen? Why would I want it to happen? What do you mean, do I want it to happen? What type of a question is that? What type of a, do I want it to happen? Whether I want it to happen or I don't want it to happen, it's neither here nor there. Jabi, I ask you where you come from, and Basta also asked you where you come from. Did you answer where you come from, Jabi? Jabi, where do you come from? Where do you come from, Jabi? Because I want to know. You are so keen. I mean, you've only been defending Nigerians. You've never defended people from Ghana. You always talk about Nigerians. Are you from Nigeria? Jabi, are you from Nigeria? Jabi, listen, brother. As long the law of the land allows it, it's okay. We are not against people who are in the country legally. We are not against people who are in the country lawfully. We are against people who are in the country illegally. And I'm saying the fact that you are in the country illegally, there is nothing legally you can be part of. Because whatever you are doing, the fact that you are in this country illegally, every work you take, you are working illegally. Everything you do, you are doing it illegally. You are not supposed to be in the country. So that type of a person, Jabi says, I am okay, you are a beer friend. What is that? What is that? What is a beer friend? I mean, like, Buster says he's from Djibouti, and he says he's from the fake South Sudan country. Okay. Are you from South Sudan, Jabi? Right. Look, the reason I'm asking is because you defend Nigerians only. You have never defended or spoken about other nations. You only defend Basta. Oh, Basta. You know, that's why I'm asking, where are you from, Jabi? That's why I'm asking, where are you from? Because if you are from Nigeria or you are Nigerian, I will understand the reason why you are only defending Nigerians. I will understand the reason why you are asking me, do I want a Nigerian to be a president in South Africa? A Nigerian should be a president in Nigeria. A South African should be a president in South Africa. I think that is as simple as that. Why would a Nigerian want to be a president in South Africa? Why? Would you want a South African to go and be a president in Nigeria? Why? Why is that? Buster says, Jabi, you from Congo. and recently in South Africa, in the Eastern Cape, the Nigerians tried to inaugurate their king. Imagine, in a foreign land, you inaugurate a Nigerian as a king in a foreign land. This is why we were saying that some legal foreigners and illegal foreigners, sometimes they don't know their boundaries. They don't know what they can do and what they cannot do. You understand that? So they have no limits on the things they can do and things they cannot do. They pretend or they behave as if this is their land, forgetting that oh, Basta, you are having a good time. Basta says, oh, sorry, now Jabi is from Congo, Scotland. Oh, you are. Hey, Jabi, brother, we had a good time with you. We had a good time with you. I won't lie. We had good interactions with you. Jabi says, just for a second, Google the country called Biafra. It's Biafra. It's a country called Biafra. All right. I'm hearing that for the first time. Biafra. Biafra, is that a real country though? Biafra, where is that country? I will take the second, I will Google Biafra to see if it's a country or what. Jack Black says Biafra stopped existing in 1970. All right. All right. Jack Black says, yo, Jabi, you are not telling the truth. Biafra no longer exists. Biafra state. All right, let me see. The Republic of Biafra was partially recognized short-lived state in southeastern Nigeria. Oh, brother, you are from Nigeria. Okay. Why didn't you say you are from Nigeria? Jabi, what was difficult for saying you are from Nigeria? Because here it says the Republic of Biafra was a partially recognized short-lived state in southeastern Nigeria from 1967 to 1970. So Jack Black is correct. That declared independence under Lieutenant Colonel Odumegu Ojukwu due to ethnic, economic, and political tensions. Its cessation triggered the brutal Nigerian civil war, causing 1 to 3 million deaths from starvation. Ah, brother, only 3. Buster says only 3. Okay, guys, order, guys, all right. He's not ashamed of it, okay? He's not ashamed of it, he's proud of it. That's why he's telling us he's from Biafra, all right? All right, but Jabi, you should have just said you are from Nigeria, because I've been asking you, where are you from? Because I realized that you've been defending Nigerians, all right? From the moment we started, the first thing you said, it was defending Nigerians. The moment we said Nigerians are selling drugs, Nigerians are pushing prostitutions, you went on full-blown attack. Then I ask you, are you from Nigeria? Where are you from? Was it difficult to say you are from Nigeria, brother? You are from Nigeria, brother, and we understand that. That's why you will be able to defend your Nigerian people. That's why you want an African and Nigerian president in South Africa. That's why you're asking me, do I want a Nigerian as a president? Why would I want a Nigerian as a president? I mean, that question, it's not a question. All right, Jack Black says, bro came to talk about politics when his own country had a lifespan of Woo, guys. All right, guys, remember, it's a conversation, it's not a war, okay? It's a conversation, it's not a war, all right? It's a conversation, it's not a war. So yeah, Jabi, we have a lot of your brothers and sisters in South Africa selling drugs, all right? Not all of them, but most of your brothers and sisters in South Africa are selling drugs, all right? And they're into prostitution. They own clubs. They control the streets. They're pimps, all right? So we do have that. It's a problem. And them, they don't have legal documentations. They're not in the country legally. And when we talk about that, it's not a hatred to Nigerians. We don't hate Nigerians. We don't hate them, but they're not in the country legally, all right? Yes, they're African brothers and African sisters, but both Nigeria and South Africa, there are laws, there are rules which say if you come to Nigeria, you must have documentation. If you come to South Africa, you must have documentation. That's what we're talking about, not an attack on your brothers and sisters. They are our brothers and they are our sisters. All right, Jabi comes back and he says, okay, Jack Black says that's the problem. He's considering himself as a Nigerian. He is Biafran by his own words. Jabi says the battle for the liberation of Biafra still persists till date, though. All right, so you are still fighting for your independence. All right, Jack Black says you're thinking of Nigerian princess. Okay, Jack Black says, does it 50 years and no advance? So for the past 50 years, you guys are fighting for your independence. How's the fight going? How is the fight going? Okay, let's say the key aspects of the Biafran conflict, the causes. The cessation was driven by massacre of Igbo people in northern Nigeria, political instability, conflict over oil resources in the Niger Delta. The conflict, the war began in May 1967 with Enugu as the capital and resulted in a blockade that caused immense civilian suffering and famine. International view, while not heavily recognized diplomatically, it garnered humanitarian attention with groups like U.S. Jewish community lobbying for assistance. Outcome, the Biafra surrendered in January 1970, rejoining Nigeria. Brother, they say you surrendered in 1970. So how is the war still continuing when you surrendered? They say you surrendered in 1970. Legacy, known as a deleted history in some, the war scars remain with ongoing modern separatist sentiment led by groups like indigenous people like Biafra. Brother, they said you surrendered in 1970. How do you say the war still continues though? They said the Biafra surrendered. You surrendered. Our pastor is having a time. You surrendered. So if you surrendered, who is fighting? Jack Black says he's treating silent protest by individuals as a as a war still going on. No, guys. Woo! Oh God, what a day, what a day. Buster says at least Idi Amin didn't surrender. Eh? All right, they surrendered, man. The Biafra surrendered. So the Biafra people, they did not see themselves as Nigerians or what? They did not see themselves as, and it came to an end as quick as possible. All right. Oh, Buster and who's this? Jack Black. You guys are having a good time. So this, I think we've covered whatever I wanted us to cover when it comes to illegal foreigners. No, come on, Jabi, but the Biafra does not represent the whole of Nigeria. Okay, you've got many states in Nigeria. All right, so the Biafra people. So are you telling me the Biafra people are in South Africa illegally because they are fighting for their independence in Nigeria? Is that what you're saying? That the Biafran, should I call it that way? The Biafra people, the Biafra Nigerians, they're in South Africa because they're facing hardship in Nigeria. Is that what you're saying when you say now you know a little bit about the people you keep hounding? Are you implying that we should be lenient or we should be easy on Nigerians because their state was destroyed? Their 3-year state they could not keep the war for more than 3 years. When the war became hot, they decided that no, we're going to surrender, and they surrendered. And because of that, we should not be hard on Nigerians, because they have this trauma of having recognition for 3 years, and after 3 years they surrendered. They could not fight, so they're here in South Africa to fight. Is that what you're saying? Pastor says Biafra were gold herders. Is that true? Hey, you guys. Okay, you guys, stop digging on Biafra. Please stop digging on Biafra. Let's talk to our brother here. Let our brother know that we have no problem with Nigerians, all right? No problem with Nigerians. We have a problem with Nigerians who are thieves, who are criminals, who are drug dealers, who are pimps, who are taking young girls and forcing them into prostitution. We have problem with only those. But if you're a Nigerian, you're a pastor, you're a Nigerian, you're a teacher, you're a Nigerian, you're a doctor, we have no problem with you, and you are legal in the country. No problem with you. Javi says, we don't need your pity. It's just better you are educated now. All right. Blackjack says, we want to know what Biafra are. He's the best source of that information. Oh, okay. Buster says, who are scammers? Nigerians? All right. Okay. All right. No, I see. Then, more, I see that. Well, Nigerians, most of them are scammers. Most of them, they're into scammers. Woo! They do scam. Most of them. They're into scamming people, hacking people. A lot of them, they do that. A lot of them, they do that. You understand that? They do that. And so I don't know, why did you decide to, why, Jabi, why do you want to be the Messiah for Nigerians? Why do you want to be the Messiah for Nigerians? Why do you want to defend them? Yeah. Jack Black says, hacking is impressive, though. I'll give that. Yeah. Impressive. But they have taken hacking to another level. They've taken it to another level. They do a lot of scams in UK. True. Wherever they are, they do that. Those scammers, all right? And no bad feeling for you, John. We are not talking about our good, loving, caring Nigerians who are in these countries legally. We are talking about those who are there illegally and they're doing illegal work, illegal things. Those are the ones who are talking about. Those who are in the country legally, doing illegal work, illegal business, we have no beef with them. We have no problems with them. Okay? So each and every one of us, whether we're going to UK, London, America, Asia, Australia, wherever we're going, let's go with our documents, all right? Let's go with our documents. Even when we're using illegal ways or illegal means of reaching those countries, those nations, have your documents with you. Have your documents with you. Don't just storm a country. Don't just flood a country without a single paper that identifies who you are. Because most of you, you come here, you die. And when you are dead, we don't know where to send you. We don't have your passport. We don't have your ID. We don't know what to do with your bodies. All right? You have no friend. You have no father. You have no mother. You came alone, not a paper. And so to all illegal foreigners who are in any country of the world, I would urge you to say, please fix your papers so that you cannot be abused. Fix your papers so that you can live freely. Fix your papers. with your papers. I know it may be expensive. It may be expensive to use the right channel. Sometimes your visa will be denied. Sometimes you'll not be able to come to a country you want to. So as you use your illegal channels, please have your documents. Okay, Pastor says, brother, just come in the correct way. Pastor says, come in the correct way or stay in your country. All right, Pastor says, come in the correct way. Pastor, sometimes they don't have money to follow the right channels. Sometimes they're denied visa. Sometimes, they don't have money. Sometimes it's war. People are fighting in their countries and they're running, escaping. But I'm simply saying, if you are to find yourself coming to any country illegally, have your ID. Have your identity with you. Basta believes that just come the correct way. Basta says, why you think in UK people getting angry about illegal immigrants, about illegal migrants? So they're angry about legal migrants because Jabi, we are not well. Jabi says, I don't want to live in SA. Yeah, correct. Whether you want to live in SA or you don't want to live in SA, we're simply saying that it will be good for our brothers and sisters to fix their documents, come the right way so that you will not be abused, so that you'll not be treated the way. And when you come legally, also, they must not do illegal business. Don't come with drugs. Don't come to distribute drugs. Don't come to sell drugs. Don't come to do prostitution. Don't come to sell heroin. Don't come to destroy the youth. And I'm not speaking about Nigerians. I'm speaking broadly about all migrants. I'm speaking about all people going to any nation, not only SA, any nation that you want to go to. Don't go there and be a problem. Don't go there and be a problem. Go to those nations, be good citizens in those nations. When your documents expires, follow proper channels, renew those documents. All right. I don't see a need why we should have millions and millions of illegal foreigners. I don't see. Hey, Edward Tani, welcome, brother. Welcome, brother. We are about to conclude our episode of the day. We are talking about illegal foreigners. In fact, I don't understand why anybody should be in any country illegally when there are channels for people to apply, channels for people to go out of their countries with their IDs, with their passport. So you're telling me you don't have enough money to get yourself a passport. Therefore, instead of using your money to get a passport, you rather go to illegal routes and get in a country illegally because you refuse to get yourself a passport. Because that's the reason many people are in the country illegally. They did not do a passport. They say, I did not have money for passport, so I decided, no, I'm going to be in the country illegally. You've been in the country, you've made some money. Why don't you go back and fix your passport? Come back legally. See, that's a problem, that even when you are in the country, you've made some money, still you don't go back home to get your ID, to get your passport. You still continue being illegally. All right, work hard and respect the people of the land. Exactly, Buster. Exactly, Buster. Jack Black says, because if they go with IDs through proper channels, they'll be denied due to their crime. All right, I get you. I get you. I get you, Blackjack. I get you, Blackjack. So most of them, they've got criminal records and they won't stand a chance. Yeah, you're correct. You are very correct. So most of them, they'll not be able to succeed in getting those visas or entrance into the countries because of their behavior. And therefore they come illegally to our countries. Well, what can we do? It is the life. It is the life of some people. The only thing they can do is illegal acts, illegal activity to get themselves to our countries. Buster says most got no IDs, so in UK they can't be sent back. Whoa, look. Oh yeah. Because if they don't have IDs, where do you send them? You're correct. So if they have IDs, then they can be deported to their, oh, I get it now. So it is on paper that they don't have IDs. It is on purpose that they don't have IDs so that deportation becomes impossible. What? What? So you see, brother, these people are smart. These people are smart. All right? Buster, these people are smart, brother. These people are smart. So they know that if they have IDs with them, they can be deported. But if they have no IDs, then we're stuck with them because we don't know where to send them. And we end up giving them citizenships because we can't take them anywhere in the world. Wow. These people are smart. In fact, it simply shows that they know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. So it is not by accident. It is not by mistake. It is not that their house burnt and everything, all documentation was lost. So these people, they have the audacity to leave their identity, to leave their belongings and travel thousands of miles, hundreds of miles, going to a foreign land, knowing that they are never going back to their country of origin. The audacity. Wow. I mean, this is, I don't know. Maybe we've never been in their positions. Maybe if we were in their positions, we'll do the same. I don't know. Buster says, I know Pakistan was in UK for 20 years. He chucked his passport out. Really? Really? What? Just like that. Wow. It means if that is the case, then there's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do to protect ourselves, because these people, they come intentionally and they come with intentions to stay. So the reason they don't have IDs, they don't have passport, is because they don't want to be deported. They know they don't want to be deported. So it's better for them to come illegally without any documentation, because that guarantees them to stay in the country forever. It guarantees them to, wow. Wow. Oh. Buster, and Blackjack. Guys, let's end it now. Let's end it now. Jack Black says, I'm afraid you don't see a very simple solution. I'm afraid you don't see a very simple solution he have in front of us. Edward Tiny says, those people are always practicals of injustices on earth. Will they be punished in heaven? Woo! Woo! Edward, will they be punished in heaven? I don't know. I don't know how God deals with illegal immigrants. I don't know how God deals with illegal migrants. I don't know how he deals with that. Whether they will be punished in heaven or what, I don't know. But for the injustices, for the wrong deeds, for the killing, for the drugs, for the rape, for the prostitution, that is illegal. Even God does not want that. So for the deeds of evil, they will be punished in heaven if they don't repent. They will be punished in heaven if they don't repent. For every person they've killed, for every ID they've stolen, for every evil deeds they've done, if they don't repent, they will be punished in heaven. What I cannot say for sure that they will be punished for crossing a border without documents. I'm not sure if I can say for that God will punish them. But for every bad deeds, hellfire, yes, basta, hellfire is waiting for them unless they repent. So they can scam us all they want. They can steal. They can kill. They can sell drugs. They can be gang leaders. They can rape. They can do all the injustices. For those injustices, God will hold them accountable. They will pay for those if they don't repent. But whether for crossing the border illegally, I cannot say definitely God will punish them for crossing the border illegally. That is the duty of the state. All right, because there are rules that are implemented by the state, like the borders. Those are the borders of the state. So if I cross a border without papers, I mean, God did not create these borders. The borders were not put there by God. So I don't know whether God can say, well, you are in South Africa illegally. You are in, I don't know about that. I will have to check that. But if this person is in here illegally and they live a good life, they don't do crime, they don't kill anybody, they don't steal from anybody, I don't see anything wrong with that. Okay? I don't see anything wrong with that. Buster says, if they good human and good workers, may God bless them. We agree with you, Buster. If these foreigners, they do good deeds, live with peace with all men, they don't steal, they don't kill, they don't do any wickedness. If they live a good life, then there is nothing wrong with that. So what we are against is somebody being an illegal migrant and doing illegal business, doing illegal work, illegal things. That's what we are up against. But if you are illegal and then you don't do illegal stuff, then we can talk to you. We can talk to you. But if you are illegal and you're also doing illegal things, there's nothing to talk to you about because your intentions are evil. You came here illegally and you're doing illegal things. No, there's nothing to talk about there. Your intentions are clear. Buster says, same here, brother, in UK. Okay, you exactly. So you can see that wherever there are illegal foreigners or there are foreigners, the people in these nations, they don't have a beef with foreigners. They don't have a problem with foreigners, but they have a problem with illegal foreigners. Illegal foreigners doing illegal things. That's where the problem is. So when South Africans are rising up against illegal foreigners, and they make it a point, they say illegal foreigners. The war is not on foreigners. The war is on illegal foreigners doing illegal work, illegal businesses. This is where the war is. I am very tired, Buster. I think we can call it a day. We've been live for the past 2.5 hours. I am tired. Can we call it a day? Can we call it a day? Buster, And Jack, can we call it a day? I am tired now. I've been talking for the past 2.5 hours. Buster says, no, brother, what? Okay, what is it that you want us to cover? What is it that you want us to cover? What is it that you want to add, Buster? What is it that you want us to add with regards to this? All right? And I believe we can talk. I'm tired. Like, I'm literally tired. I've been sitting on this chair for the past 2.5 hours. Oh, Buster, can we all go to Biafra? Yeah. Oh, yeah, we can go to Biafra, brother. We can go to Biafra, and it won't be long. It'll only be 3 years. I mean, it will only be for 3 years. So yeah, we can go to Biafra, brother. We can go to Biafra, brother. Don't worry. Yeah, let's meet in Biafra, brother. Edward Tani, thank you so much. Bye, bro. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Buster, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Jack Black, thank you so much. Oh, you subscribe. Thank you so much for subscribing, Black Jack. Thank you so much for subscribing. God bless you. And have a good time, guys. By His grace, tomorrow we'll be back here live. And I wish to see you tomorrow. I had a best time. Jack Black, let's meet in Biafra, all right? 3 days, 3 years. Okay, 3 days, yeah. Let's meet in Biafra for 3 days. Thank you so much for tuning in. Subscribe to the channel if you are not yet subscribed. Thank you so much, Buster, for subscribing, and thank you to all. Let's have a good day. Bye. Sharp. We are out of here. Thank you so much.